Come into child's pose. You already know what child's pose feels like. So big toes touch. Your knees are as wide as your mat. And then you stretch your hands above your head. You stretch your hands above your head like that. And then just melt your head down on the earth or the mat. And you can even bring your elbows down today in this position. So you want to just completely rest. And then so that your bum can touch your heels. And then melt completely on the earth like that. So your forehead is rested. Your forearms are down. And just relax here. Take a few breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. So you want to just melt into the mat, inviting yourself into the practice. Clear. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale so that you can melt a little bit deeper into the posture. Nice. And just use this moment to arrive into the practice. You want to take as much time as possible just to make sure that your mind is relaxed. Whatever that happened during the day, you want to let it melt onto the mat right now and just stay with your breath. Nice. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, shift your weight forward, coming onto your hands and knees. Nice. So from here, we are going to do cat and cow stretches. So inhale, arch your back, look up. Hey, cappers, how you doing? Long time. Exhale, round your back. So pull your belly like an angry cat. Inhale, arch your back, look up, opening the heart. Hey, kapusei, round your back. So you want to gaze towards your belly. So keep doing that several times. This is a way to warm up the spine. Exhale, round your spine like an angry cat. Feel that nice rounding of the spine. Inhale, arch your back, look up, opening the chest. Exhale, round your back like an angry cat. Hey, Albert, welcome, Albert. Inhale, open the chest, look forward. Google, my back is hurting just watching. This is even easy. We are not even doing much, Albert. Round your back. Okay, inhale, arch your back, look up. So feel the nice stretch on the spine. Roll your shoulders away from the ears as you gaze forward. Relax your shoulders down. Feel that nice opening of the shoulders. And then exhale, round your spine like an angry cat. Good. Gaze towards your belly here for a moment. Rounding your spine. And then come back to neutral spine. Well done. Now from here, walk your hands a little bit forward. Then tuck your toes under. Push into downward facing dog. You can bend one knee at a time in your down dog. Feeling that nice stretch of the hamstrings, creating an almost perfect inverted V with your body as you gaze towards your belly or the space between your feet. Yeah, you can keep like cycling your legs like that. Maybe give yourself a stretch. Right hand grabs the left ankle. Albert, you can do this. Good. Opposite sides. Find a twist. Left hand grabs the right ankle, find a twist here, and then slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat and come into ragdoll. So in ragdoll pose, you bring the opposite hands to grab the opposite elbow, and then you can bend your knees a lot, letting your head rest. Maybe shake your head for yes, shake your head for no. Maybe you can make circles with your neck. And then from here, roll up into standing slowly. Roll up into standing. Feel the vertebrae release. Yes. And then find your way into Tadasana. Good. Now from here, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, lean towards the front, taking those hands straight in front of you. So you want to work the hamstrings here as you stretch the hands forward, like that. And then from here, so that you can release the hands down on the ground, step back nice and tall into plank. So strong core here, coming into your plank pose. Engage the core here, firm up your belly in your plank. And then we are going to come into forearm plank. So you come into forearm plank and then keep the belly like lifted and then lower your bum a bit. So you don't want to stick your butt out like that. That is also a yoga posture, by the way. But you want to like work your core here and your arms. Good. Stay here, lowering your hips a little bit more. Nice. And then from here, drop your knees down. Relax here for a moment. Good. Keep your forearms as they are. We are still going back to this posture. So from forearm, so you're on a forearm plank like that. So I want you to walk your feet slightly in. That is the first inversion we are trying. We call this dolphin pose. So stay on dolphin. Walk your feet in a little bit more. You'll feel the pressure on your arms so that your right leg can go up. Nice. Release that leg down. Left leg goes up in your dolphin. Release it down. Right leg goes up in dolphin pose. Release it down. Left leg goes up. Release it down and then slowly drop your knees down. Sit on your heels. Whew. That's very intense, especially on the forearms. And that's the foundations of you getting to do inversions. Inversions are said are postures that where your body goes upside down. And that is what you are doing. All right. So massage the wrist, massage the forearms. Give yourself like a stretch. All right. Now from here, we're going to do the same thing. So you bring your palms down again. And then tuck your toes under. Then you're going to just lift your hips up. Good. And you can swing your knees from side to side. And then crawl your feet in more. Left leg goes up. Bring it down. Right leg goes up. Bring it down. Left leg goes up. Foundations of inversions. Bring it down. Right leg up once more. Bring it down and then drop your knees down. Take rabbit pose, so you take your hands behind and let your forehead rest. And now from here, look forward and then come into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So from down dog is already an inversion, as by the way. Like anytime you are doing this particular posture, your head is already, your heart is already above your head. My heart is above my head. Anytime you want to think of an inversion in yoga, and I said inversions are postures where you are upside down. So anytime you want to think of an inversion, think of it this way. Anytime your heart is above your head, that is an inversion. Anytime your heart is below your head, that is being normal. And like now, the way I'm seated like this is very normal because my heart is below my head. But in yoga practice, sometimes you can take your heart above your head, such that now blood is flowing the opposite way. So you're used to blood flowing from your brain downwards towards the heart, and going through the entire blood circulation system. But now you're in a situation where now it's like your head is upside down, so blood is flowing now from your heart to your head. So think of it that way. Inversion, heart above the head. Normal, head above the heart. So even when you're in a position like downward facing dog like this, notice what has happened. My heart has already automatically gone above my head. If I'm in dolphin, like what you were just doing, dolphin pose, when I lift my heels off the ground, my heart is above my head. Because my heart is here, my head is here. So that becomes an inversion. And when you intensify it, the more inverted it is, and you can keep exploring that several times. That is what you call an inversion. All right, now from here, we are going to do a second inversion attempt. Let me see who's there. Hey, second choice, welcome. Second chance says, that makes sense. Yes, 100% it makes sense. SMS, nice to see you. So anytime you are here, and then I tell you to lift your hips up, you're already upside down. You want to avoid inversions in case you have high blood pressure because you don't want that sudden flow of blood to the head. Anytime, oh, Diaspora Lounge, welcome, nice. Nice to see you. I like your new channel. I saw you, I think you uploaded a video the day before yesterday, and I was like, oh wow, Diaspora Lounge is back. Because I haven't seen you for a minute. So, anytime you do down dogs, all these inversions, this is an inversion. This is an upside down position. My heart is above my head. Anytime you do this was ragdoll. This is an inversion. My heart is above my head. Ragdoll as it is. Anytime you even fold forward like this, you are doing an inversion. You're doing an inversion. Another inversion will be devotional warrior. When you take your right leg forward and left leg back, and then you interlace your fingers behind your back, and then you bow forward, that becomes a mini inversion because your heart is above your head. Is that clear? So anytime that heart position is like tested, that is what you call an inversion. Like in this case, this is an inversion. It's obvious it's an inversion. So try to explore those particular yoga postures, and you'll always notice what is the difference between an inversion and a normal upright position. Right. Now, the next inversion we are going to do, because remember today we are just doing introduction, so we'll do the big guns next month. Next month we are going to be doing advanced yoga. So today we are just doing like the basics. Now, so from here we are going to do now a series of postures. We are going to explore a series of postures. So we have done dolphin. We have done like dolphin. So I want us to do like shoulder stand, or even supported headstand, so that you guys can see what inversions look like. So from here, just come and lie on your back. Lie on your back. Nice. We all know this, right? Like, alright, okay, you're just lying there on the mat. Nothing is going on there. Yes, I'm just lying on the mat. We have done this posture when you are doing beginners yoga. What did we call this posture? We called it waterfall, where you can support your lower back like this, and then your legs can be straight up, and then you're pointing your toes towards your face. This is a mini inversion. It's not technically an inversion, but well, it is an inversion in a sense. So you're lying on your back, but this is usually a modified inversion. This one, anybody who even has high blood pressure or preconditions, they can do this one, because what is happening here, the legs are used to supporting you, but now the legs, blood is flowing from the legs to the hips. So this becomes an inversion. Now, when you shift your legs towards the back like that, and then attempt to stand on your shoulders, this becomes an inversion. This is the queen of all yoga postures. It is called the shoulder stand. You can stand on your shoulders. When you stand on your shoulders, your heart goes above your head, and that becomes a full inversion. So you can experiment by doing supported shoulder stand like that. And if this is too much, always get a blanket. Always get a blanket like this, and then support your shoulders on the mat like that. So support your shoulders on the mat, and then shift the weight towards the back. So we are here. If you are a beginner and you are just exploring, stay here. If you're up for more adventure, push your legs above your head. It will lift your hips up like that. And then attempt to come into a shoulder stand. And then point your toes up, gaze towards your toes. And then the more you keep walking your hands towards your shoulders, the straighter the posture gets. And you can see I have a perfect straight line from the tips of my toes all the way to my shoulders. That becomes an inversion right away, because the heart position is above the head. And you can make shapes with your legs here. You can draw things until you're ready to come out of the posture. Now, we'll explore what happens when this posture grows up next month. But you can stay here and you keep working on making yourself upright. And then you want to avoid turning the neck from side to side to protect your neck. Otherwise, you may break your neck. And then when you are ready, you hug the knees in slowly, and then roll back into the mat very slowly. You can even support your bum and then find your way back into waterfall. Just like that. Now it's no longer an inversion because my heart is now flat, and that is the difference. So you can explore. Do you want to do shoulder stand? You can do supported shoulder stand. You're supporting the hips. But you can also be more exploratory and just interlace your fingers and so that your core can support your shoulder stand. And then when you're ready, slowly release. Good. And then as soon as you release, maybe take your knees towards the left. Give yourself a nice twist here for a moment. And then swing to the other side. Give yourself a twist. Nice. And then come back to center. Nice. Another inversion you can explore here is fish pose. Fish pose. Fish pose looks like this. So fish pose, you can stand on your elbows like that. And then so that you can lift your chest and then take the crown of your head down towards the mat like that. That becomes an inversion. And then you can even try and do flying fish. That is flying fish. It's an inversion. Blood is flowing to the crown of the head like that. So that's a mini inversion as well. Then you can release and then lie down there for a moment. Give blood a chance to go back to its normal position. So that is the shoulder stand. That is the shoulder stand, and then slowly release. Give yourself time before you come out of an inversion. Inversions are very dangerous because if you get out of an inversion very fast, you are going to like experience what we call it's like, what do you know like that, like a blood rush. When there's a blood rush to the head and then you come out of an inversion, you feel like the world is spinning. So you don't want to come out of an inversion immediately. Come out a bit so that you can give that blood rush to the head a chance for it to to subside. Because if you come out immediately, you'll be like, ooh, like you want to drop or you want to fall or something like that. That is why we don't come out of inversions as fast as we got into them in yoga practice. And you're going to see this in the next posture that I'm going to do, the headstand. We have explored the queen of all yoga postures. Have you met the king of yoga postures? This is the king of all yoga postures. That is what the experts and the teachers and even the masters say. It is the king of all asanas in yoga. Not the king because it is the most difficult. To be honest, I don't find it as the most difficult posture. Hey, David Ant, nice to see you. Barbo, welcome, Barbo. Thanks so much for coming in. It is not the most difficult posture, but it has the most amount of benefits because anytime you give your body a chance for blood to flow upside down, it's like you are refreshing the blood. That's what they say. It's like you are giving a chance for the blood to refresh. You are used to blood following gravity, but now you are letting blood defy gravity, and that's usually why we do inversions. So you're going to see how the king of all postures looks like. So let us attempt the headstand, and this is going to be the final one we do. So we've done dolphin. Remember we started from dolphin. We have done shoulder stand. Now let us look at the headstand. Now headstand is what I normally say. Don't try this at home. I know you've never had that kind of warning in yoga, but yes, I'm going to give that warning right now. Don't try this at home unless you know what you are doing, because things may happen. In case you are doing this posture, get rid of all the chairs or things that are around you because you may fall out of the posture. So in case there's anything delicate like a glass, a table, make sure you get rid of it before you attempt this because they can be disaster. All right. How do you start headstand? Headstand uses the same principle like dolphin. The weight of the body is not on the head. It is going to be on the arms. So you start by creating like a triangle shape like that. And then you interlace your fingers. So you start that way. So I'm creating a triangle shape with my forearms like that. Once I do this, I'm going to like round my spine. I'm going to round my spine such that the crown of my head will now come into the mat like this. Okay. Now look at my toes. My toes are here. I am going to lift my knees off the ground. And there we are. I'm like on some form of dolphin push-up. But now with the crown of the head on the mat. Now watch what happens now. So from here, once you lift your knees off the ground, you start walking them in. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Notice what happens to my spine. At some point, my spine is straight, and then my legs will start floating like this. Then you can lift the feet off the ground, create this shape. You can choose to stay here, or you can say that you can come into the full headstand. The difficult thing with headstand is the fear of falling. Straighten the legs, engage the core, point the toes up. There is the headstand. And if you're not so sure, you can use a wall. I'm going to demonstrate that shortly. So stay here for like 15 counts. Okay, you can just stay for 5. Usually in my yoga practice, we stay even for 25 counts. So stay here, keep the legs straight, and then come out slowly, controlled, and then come into child's pose. So you stay in child's pose here for a moment. Relax on your child's pose. Because I have a head rush. I have a blood rush to the head. I have a blood rush to the head, so I can't come out immediately. I have to let blood go back down a bit, so you can stay here for a moment, and you can even like support your head with your fists, with your hands like that. And then once you feel like the blood rush is gone, you can come into sitting. So that is now what you call the headstand. You can try the headstand with the support of a wall. And hey Mariam, welcome. You can try headstand with the support of a wall. So I have a wall here. So I'm just going to put my mat here like that. I have to make sure I watch out for my painting. Now, it is the same principle. So you create your nice triangle like this. Sorry guys, I have to point my bum and my feet towards you. So you create your right angle like that. Lift your heels off the ground, bring the crown of your head down. And then you start walking. My spine is already on the wall. I'm not scared of falling. And then you can straighten. This is easy because my legs are supported on the wall. And here I can stay as long as I want. Here I can stay as long as I want. Yeah, and you can even draw shapes in case I don't want to mess up my painting. I can even draw shapes. Hi guys, did you give the live stream a thumbs up? So I can even draw shapes here with my legs. I love the headstand. Especially when you're supported with a wall, there is safety. You're not going to fall, you're not going to drop. Yeah, and then you can even make some other shapes before you fall out of the posture. You can do butterfly. And this is raw strength. You can stretch one leg, bring it back, stretch the other leg, bring it back, and then once you're ready, come back into headstand and then slowly release. And then take your child's pose. The blood rush is on. It looks very nice, but when the blood rush kicks in, you have to like rest there for a bit, so for the blood rush to pass. Yeah, that's the most difficult and that is the downside of all inversions. You get an instant blood rush to the head, so you have to like make sure before you come out, you let the blood rush like pass. All right. So that is the basics of like inversions. The other inversion we normally do is when you get strong arms. Eventually, when you get strong arms, this is the future. I'm just going to use the same wall. You can practice what you call a handstand. You can stand on your hands. So a handstand operates with the same principle. So a handstand is the same thing. So I can just start on downward facing dog, walk my feet in. Yeah. I don't want to ruin my paint, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of this painting for a bit. Okay, I'll take it back. So a handstand is more complex in this way. You walk your legs, shorten the distance, take one leg up, and you can even try to do like some hops like that. You can try to do some hops like that. There we go. And I'm in a handstand, so I can literally balance on my hands. So this also takes like raw strength. And then your legs are up in the air. So this one you need to do a lot of chaturangas, you need to do a lot of core work. And you can stay there as long as possible. Again, notice that the head is where? The head is below the heart. The heart is above the head. That is an inversion. And stay here until you're ready to come out. I will stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you slowly release in a controlled way. Come into standing. Take your child's pose. Again, the blood rush is there, the blood rush is there, the blood rush is there. Stay there for a moment. Whew. Good. And then from here, find your way, lying on your back. Lie on your back here for a moment. Yes, I need to rest a bit. So massage your wrists, massage your wrists. And then hug both knees towards your chest, squeeze them tight, and then take happy baby pose. Happy baby, you grab the sides of your feet. And then you can swing from side to side to massage your spine. Most of these postures, you will see them next month when we'll be doing advanced yoga. You will see a lot of these crazy postures and you'll understand what postures become when they grow up. And then squeeze your knees to your chest, give yourself a hug. Kiss your knee, give yourself a hug, assure yourself and thank yourself for showing up. Mwah! And then straighten your legs forward. Bring your hands by the sides of your body. Take one last deep breath in. And exhale. And take Shavasana, deep rest. So you can lie down here for like about 2 minutes just to give your body a chance to come back to itself. Let the blood normalize its position where it's used to, how it's used to flow. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, make circles with your wrists, stretch your legs, stretch your hands, hug your knees to your chest, drop and lie on the right side. Then push the floor and come into a comfortable sitting position. Nice. And then from here, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Thank you for exploring this practice with me. Have a lovely night, day, or evening wherever you're in the world. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.